You see the market going down and you're asking yourself, is it possible to make money with Bitcoin, stocks, or gold in this current difficult market? And the answer is yes, but you have to follow very clear rules in order to actually be profitable in this falling market. Now, the first question is, could we expect this Bitcoin downturn? And the answer is yes. The reason is because of these two indicators that are currently falling on my screen right now. If you don't know what are these indicators, they're actually Strategy Master cycle indicators that are indicating the general trend on the daily, the weekly, and the 2 weekly charts. If you want to get access to those indicators and be able to plan yourself when the currencies are going to fall and when they're going to go up, you have to subscribe to Strategy Master newsletter. Link is down below. You simply go to Strategy Master, get a free subscription, and if you want to use those indicators on your screen, you simply have to get a paid subscription for only €42 or $49 per month. Now, having the subscription allows you to read every single article where I talk about cycles, where I teach how cycles work, and when I share my entries, whether I'm buying, I'm selling, or I'm shorting the market. Yesterday, I talked about the cycles for the stock market, gold, and silver. And by the way, there's a very unique opportunity to enter the market right now. And if you read this last article, you're going to find out what kind of opportunity I'm speaking about. Now, coming back to the chart, this is what we can expect from Bitcoin in the upcoming few weeks. Yes, we are going to go down, and most probably we are going to retest the 105K area. And you're asking yourself, how do I know this information? Why I'm so sure that the bottom will be made somewhere there around September or October timeframes? And the reason is simple. The same cycle indicators I just told you about. Now you see, the crypto market as well as stock market moves in cycles. We're always making the cycle bottom when the indicators bottom, and we go up and reach above 80, and that's when the currencies stop. So you see, in April and March timelines, we made a bottom, we bought right here, and we started selling right here over the 100K area. Then we went down once again, but we reversed the 1 week cycle indicator, and we went to the one final move where we actually shake out the investors. See, here, when the crypto market, when the Bitcoin was above 120K, everybody was talking about actually making all-time highs. Everybody was talking about 200K Bitcoin. But in reality, this was a shakeout. The market participants were shaking out. Too many people took up positions here from the 113 to the 124K area. And now many people are holding losing positions. I hope you're not one of them. At least if you follow cycles and if you're part of the Strategy Master community, you're not one of them. Now, what is coming back for Bitcoin? The good news is, if you're holding Bitcoin or Ethereum, you still have one last possibility to leave the market, to exit the market for profit. And this will be whenever we are going to bounce. We are going to bounce when Bitcoin reaches the 114K. So somewhere around here, or even around here between 13 and 14K, we're going to see a bounce. And most probably this bounce will happen tomorrow or after tomorrow. Because on a daily cycle, and I'm going to introduce the daily cycle indicator on the screen as well, we are actually oversold. See, when these indicators are actually going below 20, they're at the bottom of the screen, we want to enter the market. So we want to enter the market starting here, starting this price that we are right now. So there is a very high chance that we are going to go up from here, and we're going to go retest 119, potentially 120K area, and this is your last chance to sell. Now, this is in case we're not going to full blow off top. There is always a chance that we are going to full blow off top and we're going to do something like this going above 130K. However, the chances are now smaller. I would say there's about 30% chance that we're going to blast off the all-time highs and we're going to go up. And the higher chances actually that we will simply make a ultimate top at 120, 119K. This is where you have to exit the market. And when this is going to happen, if you follow this indicator, you simply wait until the daily cycle goes up and you sell here. That is simple how it works. Now, let me remove the daily cycle because we want to know where the ultimate bottom of the Bitcoin and the crypto market is going to happen. And the ultimate bottom will happen around 105 or 100K area, but we have to still wait for this bottom. The reason is because we are currently in the beginning of a daily cycle and we have about 1.5 months left until we reach cycle bottom. The cycle bottom will be reached in the beginnings of October/end of September. Somewhere around between 25th September until the, I would say, 10th of October. Somewhere here, we're going to reach daily cycle bottom, 60-day cycle bottom. This is where you want to buy. And whatever the price is, you simply enter the market, you buy. Because we're going to go up from there, because the weekly cycle and potentially the 2-weekly cycle will now be somewhere near the bottom. And whenever these cycle indicators are near the bottom, you want to enter and you want to buy. Now, if Bitcoin is not giving that opportunity to earn the money, maybe the stocks are giving this opportunity. If you enter the stock market, the situation is quite similar. See, here we had a very normal, the 2-week and the 1-week cycle. We made the top right now at around 6,500 points. And we are looking for the cycle lows once again. And for the stocks, we still have a couple of weeks left. See, stocks moving around 24-week cycles, and we are currently on the week 18. The top is achieved between the week 18 and the week 20, which means that either we've seen a top last Friday, or we're still gonna shoot up next week in the week 20, and we're gonna make a top about 6,600 points. Now, if that is the case, we will still going down. We will still be going down in the weekly cycle low, which is planned for the end of September. See, stock market and crypto market are moving in a very similar pattern. Now, again, I'm going to buy the bottom of the S&P index around here, about 6,000 points. I actually think that we might go slightly lower, and we might do even something like this, where the bottom will be made slightly below 6,000 points. Okay, so I'm waiting for this. And again, I'm applying the weekly, the 2-weekly, and then if I change the time frame, also the 1-day indicator to know exactly when I want to enter and when I want to exit the market. And by the way, everybody can expect that once the stock market is going to open today, we're going to go down. Why? Because simply the daily cycle is overbought. We're at the top of the daily cycle. We cannot expect to simply go up from there. Yeah, maybe for a few hours, maybe for 1 day. But the reality is we have to retrace on the daily cycle. It means we have to retrace on the price before going up, okay, before actually going and making a higher high or potentially a lower high. But besides stocks and crypto, we still have 2 very good metals that can make a lot of money. And these are gold and silver. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, where the money is made. And if you listen up until now, if you watch this video up until now, you're the one who's actually taking the fruits and taking the profits from the market. See, gold had a phenomenal run already. Since 2023, we're simply ripping higher. We made a bottom right here with the 8-year cycle low has been made at around $1,600. From there, we went crazy up by over 111% to $3,400. But gold is not going to stop here. Gold is not going to stop here because we have 8-year cycles and we're still in the year number 3. So that means that we will make a weekly cycle bottom, which has to happen around September timeframe within 1 to 2 to maximum 3 weeks. Right there, when we make the bottom, we're actually going to rip higher, or we're going to have a consolidation cycle. In any case, gold is primed to go higher. What I expect from gold is that we're going to make a bottom somewhere around $3,000 area, potentially $3,100. From there, we're going to go up. We're going to consolidate for a few weeks before at the end of the year, we're actually going to go up potentially to 4,000 area. So if you're holding hold, you have to take profit slightly later, not now. Wait for the cycle lows. Wait for this indicator, the 1-week cycle, to fully go down and simply buy as much as you can from there. From there, we're going to go up. Okay. Same with the 2-week cycle. Look, it is now time to actually start buying gold. If you don't have gold, start buying now. Wait for the 1-week cycle to fall below 20 and simply buy every single time when the 2-week cycle is below 20. Because you see, every single time it happens, like right here, right here, right here, we make really good bottoms. We make really good bottoms and we simply go up from there. And this time, going to happen the same exact thing. And one last thing I want to say is about silver. Silver is ripping higher. It's looking much, much better than any other asset. Even against gold, silver is performing really well. We can see that we made over 111%, so 120% for silver, which means that we are outperforming gold right now. Currently, we're in a falling cycle for silver. However, the price is ripping higher. This is the most bullish indicator that you will ever find on the internet. Okay, you simply wait until the 1-week cycle makes a bottom, which is currently making right now. It's in the makings. The bottom is in the makings. Okay, we might need to wait 1 week, maximum 2 weeks until the bottom is fully established. And there we simply start buying. If you don't want to miss it out, you can start buying right now. If you still want to catch the bottom or near the bottom, because catching the exact bottom is impossible. I never catch the exact bottom sometimes. You simply wait until $37 or $36 and you buy there. This indicator is going to show you a bottom and we're going to go up from there. My target for silver is actually above $43. You see, I can zoom out and I can see that we actually made a top in 2011 at $50 silver. This is going to be retested. We are going up. We're going to retest the $50. I'm not sure if this is going to happen this year or maybe the next year, but we're going there. So if you want to make a very easy 14, 15%, if you don't want to lose your money holding crypto, because now you're going to lose the money if you just hold and pray for the best, you will simply have to buy silver, buy gold, and make those returns in the metal market. Because the rich people, they never have a bear market. They simply rotate their assets from one to second to third, and they live in bull market mode all year round. And if you want to do the same, get those indicators, the weekly cycle, the 2-week cycle, and the daily cycle by subscribing to Strategy Master, and you live like a millionaire, right? See you in the next one. Comment the video, like the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Ciao.